Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is your boy AK Mansfield here, coming to you guys with some more Call of Duty Advanced Warfare insane gameplay. The gameplay you guys are watching is indeed a 113 kill solo done by the one and only Pumpers. He is one beast of a player. I went to go check out his channel for myself, and he's got some insane gameplays. And by the way, as a little side note, I believe this is the world's most kills solo in Finland from what I've seen on his channel. At least that's what he's declaring it as. So I hope you guys do enjoy the gameplay, and be sure to go check out Pumpers if you enjoyed the gameplay, and also be sure to once again check out my channel if you guys enjoyed the commentary. Now, before I get into what I want to talk about in this video, I'd just like to start off by thanking everybody for the support on my recent commentary on the OP channel. You guys came and showed me a lot of support. You guys came and commented on my channel. You guys subscribed, checked out my Twitter, all that stuff. So I do appreciate anybody who came and checked out my content from my previous video. Now, for this video, I want to talk a little bit about my experience with the FPS genre and tell you guys a little bit about my history and how I managed to get into the FPS genre, so I hope you guys do enjoy it. But first things first, when it came to FPS, I wasn't really into FPS back in the day. I played a lot of adventure games. Ratchet & Clank was one of my first games that I played. Spyro for PS1, if you guys remember any of those games. Those are my classic games that I played back in the day, and I actually did have an old Jaguar console. But to be quite honest, my very first-person shooter game that I had ever played was known as Doom. I can't remember what console it was for. I believe it was like SNES or 64. Don't butcher me on the consoles, because I'm not very good when it comes to these classic consoles. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I still have it sitting in my basement till this day, and it was actually my dad's game. Now, back when PS1 came out, I hadn't really played a single FPS game. I didn't really get into FPS until PS2 came out, frankly because it was mostly my parents that didn't really allow me to play these types of games. And for the most part, I did respect it. They believed in the whole, playing first-person shooters would make you a violent person. And, I didn't really care at the time because I wasn't really into it. It wasn't really until, like, CoD 4 that's when I got intensely into it. But as a standpoint, my very first-person shooter where I actually did play it intensively was Medal of Honor Rising Sun. Now, Medal of Honor, man, that game was absolutely phenomenal. If you guys haven't played Medal of Honor Rising Sun before, that is probably one of the most entertaining first-person shooters that you will ever play in an entire lifetime. The campaign for that was absolutely phenomenal. It was based on the World War II era, and the storyline just flew perfectly. Now, frankly, the new Medal of Honor games are not quite entertaining in my opinion, and they don't really live up to what they were previously back in the PS2 days. But that game was honestly one of my favorite games of all time, and I still play it till this day because that's how amazing the campaign was in that game. Probably one of the best campaigns I've ever played, next to Modern Warfare 2. And moving on to the Call of Duty franchise. Yes, my very first Call of Duty was actually CoD 2. I didn't really get into Call of Duty until CoD Modern Warfare 2 came out because, my parents didn't really let me play those types of games. And especially since I was at such a young age that my parents were buying my video games all the time. I was at the age of like 13 or 12. I can't remember exactly how old I was when I started getting into FPS games. But regardless, CoD 2 was one of my first CoDs that I ever played before. My parents didn't really know what it was. I kind of tricked them into buying it, I guess you could say, because my friend told me, hey, this new genre called Call of Duty is coming out. You might want to try it. So I figured I'd give it a shot. I kind of tricked my parents because here's the thing. My parents were really weird when it comes to first-person shooters. When I say they wouldn't let me play shooter games, they wouldn't let me play shooter games like Grand Theft Auto. Back when Grand Theft Auto 2 was out, or Grand Theft Auto 1, back when that game was out, they wouldn't let me play violent games like that, but they would let me play a shooter game as long as it was military based. And I told my parents that, yeah, hey, Call of Duty is military based, can I play it? And they pretty much let me play it. But regardless, I played the game. I thought it was pretty good. But, I went right back to what I was playing before. I was playing Spyro back in the day. I was playing Ratchet & Clank. Those types of games I was still playing, and I didn't really go right back to Call of Duty series. Back when CoD 4 was out, CoD 4 was probably one of my favorite Call of Duties of all time. But to be honest, I'd say Modern Warfare 2 is most likely my favorite of all time. And CoD 4, I played it a little bit. I never actually bought the game, and I wish I had bought the game back when it was in its prime, because everybody tells me back when CoD 4 was out, that game was absolutely phenomenal, and just everything about it just flowed perfectly with the FPS genre, and it was really the highlight of the FPS genre back in the day. But Really, what got me into FPS and what makes me play FPS till this day was the Modern Warfare 2 title. Modern Warfare 2 was absolutely phenomenal in my opinion. Now, frankly, the noob tubes were quite a big problem in that game, but if you could get past the noob tubes, that game would be was one of the most fun games I've ever played in my entire life. Until this day, I honestly wish that you know, the hackers, the tubes, all that stuff was gone, because everything about that game was just absolutely amazing. And really, that's the game where I started playing FPS constantly, and that's literally all I played back then. But you know, I kind of mixed it up back when Ghost came out, because you know, I actually hated Ghost, but when Ghost came out, I kind of mixed it up back to adventure games and role-playing games and stuff like that, and it really broadened my experience with FPS games. After I had started to take a break from Call of Duty, I actually tried out different games. Borderlands 2 was one of my favorite FPS games. And I don't really consider it an FPS game. I consider it more of a role-playing, first-person shooter game. A loot-and-shoot game, very similar to Destiny. And I was having a lot of fun in that game. I logged about 1,000 hours in that game across all platforms, mostly on PC and also on PS3 as well, and a little bit on Xbox. But for the most part, guys, Modern Warfare 2 is really what got me into the series, being my very first title, which was Doom back in the old classic consoles for, I believe it was like Nintendo. It was one of the Nintendo consoles. I can't remember exactly which one it was. Anyone in the comments box, please let me know which one it was. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Like I said, be sure to check out Pumpers. He is a beast of a player, pumping out these insane gameplays, being the world's most kills in Finland as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Anyways, let me know in the comments box if you guys play first-person shooters and which one was your very first first-person shooter title. Anyways, it is your boy AK signing out. Peace!